Hello, my darlings. Good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle ATL By Night. Chapter 4, The Delicate Dance We Do. Let's welcome back our vampires.
Hi, I'm Leona Rohr, and I'll be playing Tomasina Elena Cuesta.
Zachary Vaudo playing Anton Krvoposkov.
I'm Renee Cooper, and I'm playing Hexadecimal.
Brittany Trembauer-Smith playing Melisande.
My name is Tyler Sutherland playing Aaron Ulrich.
And I'm Ian E. Muller playing Jackson.
And I am your storyteller, Ellie Collins. We, as always, want to thank the Neighborhood Studio for giving us our home here. Also, if you haven't looked at our Patreon lately, we have just launched annual memberships, which means you can pay in full upfront for your annual membership and save 10%. So higher tiers, higher savings. So make sure to check it out. And if you're already a Patreon supporter, you can update to the new annual membership. So check that out. And that also means that the exclusive merch is still available for annual as well. So if you want your neon bath hue sweatshirt, you can get it there. So I think without further ado, let's sit back and relax and let's tell a vampire story. When last we saw our kindred, the alarm they encountered in the Second Inquisition facility had only been a drill. They managed to rescue Aaron and find their way out and back home safely. Tomasina, uncomfortable with the way things have happened, planned to skip town, but find herself taking solace in Tabitha's private panic room. And across town, on the exact same night, the real Aaron happened upon a meeting of the inner court regarding not saving the shepherds. He angrily defied the court, and for that, he was put into torpor while things are sorted out. So we'll begin tonight with Hexadecimal. After a few days of settling in, you've been able to get yourself some peace and quiet, finally away from the others. And you wanted to further research the night of the Sabbat blood hunt. What would you like to do?
Yes, so I have been keeping track of some of the DOT cameras around town, so I want to specifically look at the footage from anywhere from starting at the club all the way to specifically outside of Mercedes-Benz, so that I can see what happened after we all met up there.
Okay, roll me wits and technology.
Ooh, okay. One red?
Yep.
Blank, 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 blank. Blank. Too critical.
Okay, fantastic. So, in looking through the cameras, you are able to confirm that you see each leg of what happened. You see your coterie mates slaughtering people in the streets, leaving the bodies, and continuing on to the next leg. You do have to search through numerous cameras, as it was quite a rapid fire run, but using the cameras you are able to place kind of the route that they ran along. And you managed to find a video from the parking lot where they escaped And that was where you met up with them. But the tape keeps going, and you see Lydia kind of laughing, and you watch as she just kind of raises her hand and the flames in the parking lot die down, the large firewall just subsiding. And then it seems as if all the people with her wake up, and they look a bit confused, and you see Lydia talking some, and then they all kind of meander about and leave, and Lydia disappears into a shadow.
Okay. It's very strange. Storyteller, would I know if all the people that were around her initially were kindred or anything else?
Not from this footage, you wouldn't know.
Okay. Then,
But it did appear like she had some kind of large-scale influence, and there were around 30 people.
okay. All right. I'm gonna say that was like a evening thing project when I got back, so I'm going to turn my music up very loudly so nobody comes to my room to try to bother me, hopefully. And but I am going to then use Unseen Passage and leave my room for the morning.
Okay.
Or the start of the evening.
And where are you heading to?
I'm gonna go through the house and see if I find Jackson.
Jackson, are you in the house after a couple days?
No. I would not be there.
Okay.
He's not there.
Okay. Then I'm going to go to Aaron's room. See if Aaron is there.
Aaron, you're in your room tonight?
Hi, X.
Hey. Oh man. Just watching some Netflix. You know, crazy. You don't know. How are you? How have you been?
Tired.
Okay.
Better, but tired.
Okay. Are you eating okay?
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to let you know that I don't know if you cared, but while I was out, I got some pretty good connects with blood bags. So if you ever need or you're running out, just let me know.
Yeah, it looks like the fridge is almost empty.
Okay. Then I'll make some calls and do what I have to do to get some. But you don't. I hate to be a bother about this, but I'm just really. You don't remember anything before we found you.
I remember bits and pieces.
Do you remember the crazy fleshy lady?
Crazy fleshy lady.
Yes.
You would know that her name is Lydia.
Okay. Yes. I tried not to, but yes.
Fair.
Wait. You weren't with us. How do you know her?
I don't know her, but I've seen her in cameras and in passing, and yeah, she looked like she kind of was definitely after us. Definitely after. Well, I wasn't there, but everyone else, and I just am curious if maybe she had some effect on your memory.
Are you feeling okay?
I'm okay. Yeah, why do you ask me? I'm okay.
You just seem a little distracted.
I'm worried. I leave for a bit and come back and, you know, everyone's being chased. You lost your memories. It's...
What all were you doing while you were out?
Okay, so do you remember...
If you don't want to tell me, that's fine.
No, you remember the Garu from the aquarium?
Sure.
Okay, so we were kind of hanging out. That's like a small part of what I was doing. But other than that, I was just trying to get some space, you know? I feel like once, like, Jackson and you guys were, and Anton, you guys were kind of hanging out a lot, and I don't really trust him, gonna be completely honest. So I kind of just took my distance and was working with some, you know, remote government stuff, hence the blood bags. So made those good connections, but it's just weird to come back, and it was weird when Jackson came back with us after we found you.
I don't remember. How do you... You were really hungry when we left. How do you feed? Do you need more blood bags?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I have like a secret little
Okay.
stash, but that's preferred, I can really eat whenever and whatever. Do you remember that? I can eat like food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's a food sometimes. But yeah, I just really want to check to make sure you're all good.
Just a little bit at a time.
Okay. But I also am curious, why was Jackson here? Do you know? Do you know why he was allowed to come back?
I imagine it was something to do with Lydia, since that was his inn.
Then why would we bring him back here? I mean, you were part of helping train him at the school, right?
If he was back here, maybe he doesn't feel comfortable at the school.
It's not a really good reason. We're here secluded for a reason. So, but I don't want to stress you out. I just was curious really how you were. And since you were one of the first people I saw with Jackson, I just thought maybe you had more insight on that.
Would you have changed how we got out?
Of the SI facility?
Yeah, I know we snuck around, but to be honest, with everyone hungry and together and stressed, I'm surprised we didn't just, like, eat the receptionist. We were right there at the door. And everyone else was gone. Why wouldn't we?
Why would you want to eat the receptionist?
Not me. I'm just surprised that with so many hungry people and everyone together, it seemed like a pretty arbitrary calculation.
I mean, I'm all about stealth in general, and I have walked in and out of most places when it's just me on a pretty regular basis. I don't like leaving clues behind.
Messy.
Especially very obvious, messy ones. Believe me, I was definitely ready to, but we, again, had a stash ready when we left. So I just think it would have been a bad idea to have left something so obvious, especially after we did take a few things throughout. I still have some dog tags.
And like a whole body.
And a whole fucking body, yes. Not my idea. That was pure Anton. But no, I plan to go back at some point. So I hope that not eating somebody may make that a little bit easier.
Gotcha.
She's obviously very easily distracted, and if we did take her out, they probably could have put somebody a lot more vigilant there. I'm fine if somebody wants to just watch TikTok during their job. So
Must be nice.
Agreed. I don't understand it. But yeah, that's
Gotcha.
I am. So continue to take it easy. If you need anything, like I said, I'll get in contact with my Connect, see if I can meet up and bring some.
Nice.
But if you need anything, just let me know.
Will do. And I'll let you know if I see Jackson.
Don't
Oh,
let.
okay.
Oh, you can let me know. Yes, don't let him know that I am looking for him, please.
I will be discreet.
Thank you. All right. Okay, well, I'm gonna head back into the living room. I think I left something on there.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna leave and go to the living room,
Okay.
and I'm going to turn off the PlayStation.
Okay.
Is anyone else in the living room that would... That's my goal, is to turn the PlayStation off, because it has definitely been on the entire time.
Okay. No one is there to see you turn off the PlayStation.
Okay. Is Mark around?
Mark would currently be with Mel, I assume.
Okay. Then I'm going to... I'm not going to turn off the PlayStation. I'm going to keep it on. I'm going to turn on a game. And I'm just going to sit through and try to kind of passively scroll through the system to try to find something to play, or just to be in the living room and be distracted, but not necessarily paying that much attention to it.
Okay. You do have a couple games that could use updates.
Of course. So let's start that 3-hour-long process, and I'll just hit play and sit there and have my phone on me. Oh, let me check my phone. Just text Dot and say, I'm back at the house for a while. That's it. I'm back at the house for a while.
Okay. You get a text back that just says, stay safe, enjoy the horses, and maybe stay away from the Nos Haven for a while.
Okay.
And then, love you, hun.
I'm gonna text back, love you too, ... Are you... delete. Please check in soon.
And you get a reply that says, will do, just have some house guests, and remember, you're my little secret.
Okay. I'm not gonna respond, and I'm just gonna go back to watching the loading bar on PlayStation.
All right. And so let's move over to Mel. It's been a while, but you get a text from a contact labeled JB, and it just says, fancy a stroll with some coffee we don't need.
And seeing as how everything is kind of in flux at the house, and there's a lot of unknowns, and I don't know what's going on with the court given the information that I've shared with them, or with the Primogen given the information I've shared with them. I'm assuming I haven't heard back from them. Is that right?
Not yet.
Okay.
You've gotten a couple courtesy texts that say, we'll look at this when we can. A lot going on right now.
Okay. So, seeing that I am currently useless to my housemates as well, I'm going to text back and say, see you there. And do a request for a pin drop for wherever he is. Oh, by the way, when did I get a phone? Storyteller, because I lost mine in the before.
You took Mark's.
Yeah, you took
I did
Mark's.
take Mark's.
Yes.
He needs one now. So who got what? So do I have a human phone now? Is that
Mark
what
got you a burner.
Okay, I've got a burner. So is it a flip phone? Is it like a...
No, it's one of those general, like, the kind of old iPhones that they give away for prepaid services now.
Wrote in all your contacts.
But it is under Mark's name.
Okay, great, awesome. Yeah, so I asked him for a request a pin drop, and maybe sends me one in the back that's in Maps, but I prefer Google Maps. But because it's an old iPhone, I can't get Google Maps really to work, so it's like I gotta use Maps. So
yeah, so he does give you a pin drop to just a small coffee shop downtown.
And I, let Mark know. Let's hop in the car. Take a
Mark's
ride.
All right, wait, okay, and he just like leads you out and gets in the car. You drive for a minute. He's a little quiet, and he's like, everything's like really tense in the house right now.
Yeah, you're telling me. Yeah. I could liken this to something that you may have experienced. After, I'm assuming you've seen combat. Yes, I remember reading that in your.
Yes, I did 2 tours before I retired to Secret Service, and I then stopped Secret Service.
Well, that high you get when you're out there, and then that big drop you get when you come back.
Yeah, I'm very familiar. The VA didn't do shit for us about it.
And that big reminder every day that the people in charge really don't give a shit about you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, I thought Secret Service would fix that, and it sure didn't.
No, I'm sure it didn't. I think everybody is feeling the effects of a leadership vacuum right now, so nobody trusts anybody.
Vampire shit, same as human shit, I guess.
It's just a lot older.
Yeah, I imagine older is even worse.
So much worse.
All right, and he continues driving. He says, hey, can I tell you something and you promise not to tell?
Of course.
Your friend, Thomasina, she, I think she's planning on doing a runner. If she's not gone already.
How would you know?
She had me drive her to her Primogen's place.
Okay.
And she was talking a lot about going, and I tried to give her some old man sage advice, but I have a feeling with the age of some of y'all, it probably sounds like a teenager trying to tell a boomer how to live their life.
hold that thought. And I'm going to immediately pick up my phone. I'm going to text her and I'm going to say literally exactly what Jean said to me, which is, was it fancy a stroll and a coffee we don't need, ? And I'm missing that to her.
Have I gotten a new phone?
You got one from Tabitha.
Yeah,
One
you got one from
confiscated.
Tabitha.
And how would I have gotten that? I figure somehow through a primogen, maybe I would have gotten her number, or how would I have gotten her number?
Would you have actually? Yeah.
Would I have?
Yeah, you would have got as keeper. You would have gotten all of your contacts sent to you through.
And
Dot.
just through a contact, and I probably didn't even look that it wasn't.
Yeah,
her
it's just a
phone,
contacts
it said
folder.
Primogen
Thomasina.
has to update it.
Yeah. Okay. So I sent that,
I'm going to ignore it.
and I'm going to send another one and say, "Trust me, I think you'll enjoy this coffee." And I'm going to put a bunch of ellipses, and then, God, I don't know how to do this in emojis. Mask face, and then blood droplet, and then thumbs up.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna like immediately reply back and say, "We'll come and get you," and then like big exclamation mark and smiley face.
Mark's like, "Oh, you're texting her. Oh, I should have said that."
No, it's okay. If it was somebody else, it'd be different. I think that she'll.
Yeah, I just thought you should know.
I'm gonna text back. Need to speak with Tabitha. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll respond back, thumbs up. Not going to be intrusive, but this is somebody who I think would be really good for her to meet.
Okay. I'm gonna take that as kindred stuff.
Yeah.
One day I'll learn all this, or you'll get tired of me and turn me.
Not in a million years. Not in a million years. You were able to do stuff during the daylight, so that really benefits me. Sorry to say it like that.
Ask me again when the wrinkles start coming in. I might change my mind on it.
I can find you some really awesome face cream, and no, that is not kindred turn speak for something else. I literally can find you some good face cream.
All right, I'll take your word for it. And he keeps driving and takes you down to the little coffee shop. And you get out, and Mark kind of parks on the street near the coffee shop. But you see a man, tall, lanky, dark-skinned, with round, thin glasses, an expensive tailored suit with a deep red floral print on the jacket and pants. He has a black button-up shirt and a gold ascot with embroidered pinstripes. And he just smiles very excitedly, and his smile is almost a little too wide for a normal person. And he comes rushing up to you to grab you into a huge hug. Just, "Oh, Melly, I've missed our walks together."
And I will hug him, one of the few people who I will embrace in that way. And Mel is short. She just is. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that she has never changed about herself. And she'll kind of bury her face in his chest and like, that's real silk, isn't it?
It's like, well, of course, only the best.
And she'll kind of take him by his shoulders and push him away and kind of inspect him and be like, "You've changed a little. I like it."
What do you think? I like the glasses. Not sure about them. They're fashion, but I don't know.
No, it's good. It's very in. I like it.
Thank you. So, and he kind of leans over to a nearby table and hands you a coffee. He goes, "I ordered some bullshit flat white. Let's walk."
And she'll take it and walk with him. So, I wonder what you've been hearing through the grapevine about our fair city.
I hear a great many things through the grapevine. It is why I stay as far off of it as possible.
Well, have you heard anything about any, Sabbat activity through the grapevine?
I hear a great deal. People of my clan tend to find themselves in a great bit of trouble.
Yeah, any word about the shepherds through the grapevine?
Oh, I hear you're all a bunch of filthy traitors.
Oh.
But that is from the Sabbat, so.
Of course.
Camarilla word is that you are all very suspect. But what is a kindred if not suspect? Yeah.
And she's gonna take a fake sip Not gonna put anything in her mouth. Just,
Yeah, he's just,
it's,
like,
it's
letting it touch
very
his
much like a, just a
Just enjoying the warmth
activity.
of the
Yeah,
drink.
yeah. And then she's gonna shake her head and say, nothing that we haven't experienced before, eh?
Many, many, many times over. How is this look? Are you liking this look right now? I imagine if you call me, you need a change.
Yeah, I desperately need to do something with my hair. It's been, 4 or 5 months since we've done anything, and
I know.
not being on camera anymore gives me a little bit more freedom on what I can do, so.
And I love to create, so.
Yeah, I have some pictures, some things I pulled off of a couple
Oh, fantastic.
websites I thought you might help me with.
I would love that. We'll set up an appointment. I have a new studio I built out in my basement. It's gorgeous. You will love it.
Yes, I would love that. And I would eventually like to introduce you to some of my friends, if you were up for that.
Of course.
Okay.
As long as you are fine with them knowing about me.
Well, I don't know how much of your services I would be okay with you sharing, but of course they can.
Oh, of course. I am only faithful to you.
Of course.
If you want your friends to meet the love of your life, and yes, I will wear that banner, I will gladly meet them.
Yes, our over a century of companionship will be good for them to know.
Exactly. Please, I can't stand most of the men in this town. I'd rather spend all my time with you.
And she'll kind of, grab him, pull him close, and put her head on his shoulder.
And he just very cordially and very fancifully, wraps your hand over his arm as he escorts you down the street. I do like this city a bit more than most of the ones that we have been to.
I don't know. I really enjoyed Haiti, didn't you?
Oh, I enjoyed it quite a lot.
I happen to remember the night we met, actually.
Mm.
And I've thought about it a lot recently with what's happening in the world.
What caused such a trip down memory lane?
A picture that was painted that included me not too long before that.
Oh. My darling, that is a problem. Tell me you destroyed it.
It left without me.
Oh. Do you need me to track it down?
Perhaps.
I have my ways. Where'd you see it?
The High.
Oh, that will be harder.
It was a traveling exhibit, too.
That will be much harder.
Yes.
I will do my best.
Yes.
As always, I make no promises, but I will certainly try.
I would appreciate that. Whatever visual remembrances of those days are there would be best forgotten.
I understand. I often want to forget those times myself.
Except for the night that we met.
Oh, of course not. I would not take that back for anything in the world.
I think, despite the many changes, I still have a place right here where I remember getting hit with that rock.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember.
Yeah, well.
But I've watched you take many hits over your life. And the thing that always makes me love you is that you take a hit as a challenge, not an insult. And there are many a French bourgeoisie that absolutely hate you and their ghosts.
Then I have made my life's work a success.
But maybe let's not go back to France, yeah?
No.
I don't really want to be attacked by some poltergeist who holds a grudge.
No, thank you. There's enough fresh bourgeoisie here in the U.S. that we can take down.
Oh, goodness me, yes. I am so sick and fucking tired of going to Buckhead.
Well, I've seen my fair share of recent people being taken advantage of, and have found myself in a newfound way, needing to make some changes. So maybe if things get dicey, I could call upon your services to just help me get out of a tough situation.
Of course. I can make you disappear as much as you want.
Fantastic.
Now for my questions.
Yes, please.
Firstly, I need a date to Pride. I will make you an outfit.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Also, who is the handsome man who drove you here? I know he's kind, but like, who is he?
You know where I am in the Camarilla now. Obviously, you and I have talked.
Yes.
When I was potentially up for Prince, I hired him to watch over me and the coterie because I was very concerned that I would be a target. I wasn't, which makes me feel significantly less important, let me tell you.
Darling, you are always a target.
Yes, well, luckily.
Some people don't know how to find a bullseye to save their ass.
That's fair. Mark, on the other hand, is a sharpshooter, so he could.
Oh,
thankfully.
Fantastic.
But
So his name is Mark.
Yes, his name is Mark, and he is single. I believe that he is straight. I'm not certain. I haven't asked. We don't have that sort of a relationship.
I've admired a great many artwork in my life. I can continue.
Yes, he is most certainly beautiful to look at. And he is
indeed. As long as he protects you, I will not kill him or
is-
turn him into a sofa.
he's very loyal.
Good.
Very loyal. And, like you said, kind, and that's something.
Have you considered the impact that his working for you will have on a family if he has one?
He does not have one.
Good. That is smart.
I feel for him in that, but I hope to some degree that the coterie has provided him some companionship. However incredibly chaotic it is.
Coteries can be their own version of a family. Take it or leave it.
Certainly. So, yes, he's been great to have in the day, and he's been great to have when I can't have you around. So,
How are you feeling since I heard there was this marathon run through downtown?
So you did hear about that then?
I did. I considered it not polite to bring up first.
Are the things you're hearing about us? Is there another blood hunt out, or do I need to
No,
lay
I just
low?
heard that you went block to block just killing people.
Yes. Now, to be fair, they were threatening us first, so it
Well, of
wasn't
course.
like we didn't go out looking for.
No, you're not fucking anarchs.
No. And we're not anarchs. I was about to say we're not animals, but then I have a couple folks.
We're kind of animals.
Yes, we are kind of animals.
And he blinks and you see his eyes turn to cat eyes and he blinks and they go back.
And I'm gonna just roll my eyes at him and give him a little squeeze and yes. So it had been a while since I had the opportunity to tear some bones from flesh, but they were well deserved. So
I
there's
mean,
that.
if you're looking for a deserved way to stretch your legs, I can help.
And I'm gonna look at him and nod and kind of do this.
I got you. I have a friend with a connection to a place. It's like one of those, what you call them, break rooms. But the breaks are the people. It's a place. I got recommended to it by what is her name? The Nosferatu beach with all the piercings.
Oh, Dot?
Yeah, she. It's a place where they send the worst people that they want to just disappear.
So they deserve it then, is what you're
Oh
saying.
yes, they deserve.
Oh, great.
They
okay.
deserve it. She has some. The gossip. The
Yes,
gossip. The
please,
tea.
yes.
The tea is she. Your friend Cirrus.
Yes.
She pays him in hearts.
Ooh.
In hearts. And she gets them from the people there.
Oh, I love that.
I just go there to try out things. You know, sometimes you want a new chaise and you're not sure if it'll work right. You know, how much material you need.
As long as they deserve it.
Oh yes, they absolutely deserve it. We are given their criminal records when we go in and we can decide how nasty we want to be about it.
Okay. Great. Any chance that we could add some rich people to that have been really terrible lately?
Oh, there's always some kind of rich asshole.
Okay.
There.
Excellent.
You know, some that have certain connections that maybe they don't want people to know.
Okay.
You know the kind I'm talking about.
I do. Yeah, this could be good on multiple fronts.
Yeah, I'll get you the passcode.
Yes. But, being in politics has its limitations, so
Of course, no one will ever know you were there.
great.
It's completely anonymous. It's run by this gentleman. I don't even know his name, but he has a very Like wide brim hat, real Val Kilmer looking motherfucker. He's very handsome, but he's just mean enough that he's not handsome. You know what I mean?
Yes, so has he ever said, I'm your huckleberry, or?
No, I tried to get him to say that and he got very angry.
Okay. Fair enough.
He got angry and like I could tell.
Okay.
He didn't say anything. He just told me to go in the room.
But then I would still be able to potentially use the spot completely under the radar, you say yes?
Oh, absolutely. No one knows I've been there and I turned some fucking nicotine lobbyist into a gorgeous armoire.
There is going to be a Nazi march pretty soon. Any chance you'd want to get in on that with me?
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm gonna like take out my hand and like for a
He
good
just-
good solid
gives
shake.
you a hearty handshake. He goes, I'll make sure a certain few friends on payroll make a few arrests, or some people disappear.
I would love that.
Okay, I need a new dining room set anyway.
And I have some new things I'd like to try out.
Fantastic. Under one condition,
Mm-hmm.
you let me give you unicorn hair just once. I will change it back in an hour. I want to see the color on you.
Sure. But nobody else can see it.
I
only
will
you.
take no pictures. I will
Only you.
commit it to memory. Like that beautiful sculpture we saw in France
Yes.
that
Only
we
you.
then destroyed. But I will commit it to memory. Just 1 hour. 1 hour with pretty colors.
Okay, fine.
Okay, it's a deal.
And for pride, just keep it somewhat subtle, please. You know my preference is black, but I can go for...
I was going to go with a carnival theme.
Oh,
I'll give you a pretty headdress. No one will know who you are.
just not a lot of skin. That's okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay, great.
Too much skin, they'll know we don't have circulation.
That too, yes. Okay, let's do it.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to go buy feathers. I have to buy so many feathers now. But you're going to be okay. I promise.
Especially with the new hair you're about to give me.
Oh, absolutely. Everything I give you makes you perfect. But you're going to be okay. And if I hear anything, maybe I drop a few rumors about some of these Sabbat people that I see about, but I don't involve myself in all this politics mess.
Yes, please put your feelers out.
Will do.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay, my dear. And he kind of leans you in and has to crane his head down and kisses the top of your head.
And I'll
Because he stands around 6'5", 6'6".
oh yeah, no, Mel is 5'2" at most, on a good day with heels. And so she'll, give him a good squeeze, and I'm assuming we haven't walked more than a block, maybe.
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of meandering.
Yeah.
And
You're still within Mark's sight.
okay, well then I'll head back to Mark.
Okay, and he goes, good night, my dear.
Good night. I'll see you soon. I'll call you for that appointment.
Of course. And he heads off into the night. And Mark's watching you walk back.
I'm gonna while I'm walking back, I'm gonna send a text to Anton specifically.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, found out some more damning information about Dot. And I'm going to put an ellipses and say, we'll talk about it later, period.
Okay.
I am all ears.
And then I'll put thumbs up and head back to Mark.
Okay. So Mark gets out, opens the door for you. Puts you in the car and he goes, all right, all good?
Great. Very good.
Okay. Am I allowed to ask who that was?
You'll meet him one day. He is a very, very old friend.
Ah, got it.
I know we haven't talked about this, but just be on the level. Are you straight? You're straight, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure to let him know. And I'm gonna
College
tell
was a hazy time, but acid will do that. Yeah, no, did he ask?
Yes. Have you seen yourself in a mirror, Mark?
Oh. I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Yes. And then I'm gonna send BP. I'm gonna send a picture. Oh, how do I do emojis to do straight?
Just a line.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna put a whole bunch of dashes
Just
together.
Just an M dash.
Yeah, M and a bunch of dashes.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna put up the next one. I'm gonna be like the shrugging emoji.
And you get back, c'est la vie.
Oh.
And Mark is just grinning. He's just like, I'm shitting in high cotton the rest of the night.
I'm gonna take control of the music and put on I'm Every Woman.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, and so you're heading out?
Yeah, we'll head back to the house, I guess.
Okay.
Unless Thomasina's responded to me, which I'm assuming she hasn't.
Have I been able to talk to Tabitha yet?
At this point, no, she is very busy.
Okay, cool. So we're just heading back to the house then.
Okay. So, Jackson,
Yes.
you have sent a text to Denise
I have.
before this. It's been a few days.
Okay.
That you want to meet her to talk.
Yep.
And she sends you a text tonight that says, I'm available. You want to head down to the compound.
I just text her back a thumbs up emoji and address question mark.
And she gives you the address to the compound.
All right. And then I stop and think about it for a minute, and I don't have a car. So I'm going to steal one.
Okay, you're going to have to make me Dex and larceny.
From the house or somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Okay.
I haven't.
I'm about to be like,
Just to clarify, basically that evening I came downstairs, went, your friend left a note in her room. It has something on it. Peace. And I walked out the door. And you haven't seen me since then.
It's a shame the lowrider's still in the garage with the keys in it.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Critical.
Okay. You're able to get a non-conspicuous minivan
Oof.
from a
Fair enough.
an Odyssey.
a nice Odyssey. There's like just it's a mess inside. It clearly
Perfect.
looks like it was left unlocked by an overworked parent.
Oh.
Taco Bell packets.
Feel bad slightly, but
Tiny
that's
tennis
fine.
shoes.
And I'll drive it to about 3 or 4 miles away from the address I was given.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave it on the side of the road and walk the rest of the way.
Okay. And so walking up, you do see, you see kind of an open field area by the lakeside. There's a very large 2-story log home with lights on inside. A little bit of liveliness, not like a party liveliness, but there's people going about. The yard is covered in very small 100 to 200 square foot tiny homes. And
Okay.
you can see a couple people sitting on the porches of theirs, a couple people hanging out by a fire pit. Just in general, looks like a commune.
Yeah. Cool. And I'll just start walking through it.
Okay. And you do hear Denise finally call out. She just goes, Jackson, darling,
Hey.
you wanted to talk to me?
Yes.
Is this a inside talk or walking outside talk?
Which is more private here?
Probably by the lake.
Yeah.
And she starts walking towards Lake Lanier. Gets on the coast and somebody tries to follow her. Denise, she's like, "Tch! Nate!" Sends them back around. And so you get to about the lakeside and she just kind of stands there and fits her hands in her pockets and goes, all right, what's such a big damn deal?
First, I just want to say thanks.
Yeah,
Um,
that's kind of my job.
yeah, but do you know how I got invited here?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why the thanks.
Seems to far as I sit, you did us all a goddamn favor.
Well, let's talk about that.
Oh, nothing good starts that way.
In all of that, I made a promise to Aaron that I would make sure nothing happened to this place. There was
That's mighty kind of you.
there was a gangrel named Rick in town. I don't know if he made it up here, but
He didn't.
He was one of Lydia's.
That sounds about right. I'm sure she had a fucking need for gangrel, I guess.
Yeah. I took care of it.
Good.
But last I heard, there was someone here.
What do you mean?
I was supposed to come up here and meet someone who had already made her way and a nice little home up here.
Infiltrator.
Mm-hmm. As far as I know.
You know who?
I believe her name is Jenna.
You sure?
Yeah.
How can you prove it?
All the data I have, I gave to Anton. I stole hard drives from Lydia. It had names.
And she pulls out her phone. Texts Anton. Jenna Sabat, question mark.
I'll reply, like, I'm just going to reply with another question mark, because it's not really clear to me. What?
And you're going to get a text that says, is there a Sabat cunt named Jenna?
Are there periods between each of those words?
Is there?
I will get up from the research that I've been doing, go up the elevator back to my part of the sub-basement.
During this whole time, Denise is just tapping her foot, staring at her phone, not paying attention to you.
And I will plug the hard drive back into my computer, and I'm going to just scroll through the spreadsheet that I have, and just look till I see a name.
There is Jenna Gangrel.
Data I have says yes.
You get back, send it to me.
It's just. I'm just gonna call her at this point. She's like, what the fuck?
And Denise is gonna answer, okay, what part of my fucking text were not clear?
The good chunk of it. Send all of the data. It's a lot.
No, the data on Jenna. I don't know what the fuck you have right now.
It's a list of known members of the Sabbat, and her name is on it.
Well, then fucking just take a picture of that part and send it to me. I'm sorry, is that difficult? Are you too old for computers?
You'll have to forgive me. The last time I sent this information didn't go so well for me.
Yeah, well, I'm fucking Denise, all right?
And there's several.
And she's just gonna hang up.
Yeah, there's several cursings and rushes as she hangs up, and I'm just gonna literally just turn the phone sideways, zoom in on the line that says Jenna Gangrel, take a picture, try to like leave as much of the rest out, and just send it to her.
Use a little smudgy thing on your phone. You got one of those.
All right, and she gets it, and she goes, all right. She puts her phone in her pocket. Jenna! And she starts walking straight to Jenna's house and starts calling out to the compound, everybody out of your homes right now! Right now! And she walks up to Jenna's house. The Gangrel are starting to kind of walk over, like, okay, and all very nervous. But Denise wastes no time and grabs the handle of Jenna's home and sends the door flying across the yard, with a few Gangrel ducking out of the way. And you can hear Jenna protesting inside. She's screaming, crying, what the fuck is going on? And soon you see Denise dragging Jenna completely effortlessly by the shoulder into the yard. The Gangrel begin to kind of form a circle around Denise. And you see Denise's fingertips elongate into claws, and she sinks them into Jenna's shoulder as she forces her down onto her knees in front of everybody. She says, now, for all of you, I think perhaps I've been a little too soft, a little too kind. You mistake my exhaustion for weakness. You mistake my openness for gullibility. The truth is, I will believe in every Gangrel in this world until they prove me otherwise. This is otherwise. And you see she takes her claws out and sinks them both into the sides of Jenna's neck as Jenna starts screaming and blood is pouring down her neck. And in a swift motion, Denise rips Jenna's neck in two, throwing her head to the other side of the circle. The head goes rolling across the grass, and Denise walks over and gives it a sharp kick to your feet, Jackson.
I put my foot out and stop it.
She looks to the group and walks back to the mill and goes, "She was fucking Sabat. Any of y'all get any funny ideas? Step up. I'll finish this right now." And there is a deafening silence. Everybody too afraid to move, too afraid to say anything. She goes, "Go back to your homes. Compound's on lockdown for the next week. Nobody's going anywhere, you included." And she storms back to the house, leaving Jenna's body on the yard, and nobody is moving to touch it.
I kick the head back over by the body,
Okay.
and I follow her. I turn and start walking towards where Denise went.
Okay. And Denise stops on the porch and turns around and goes, "I'm sorry, do you need something?"
Somewhere to stay.
All right. She goes into the house, and goes upstairs, motions for you to follow along with her. And she starts rifling through a drawer of keys and goes, "All right, 11. She walks back down outside. Everybody's still standing outside. They haven't moved yet. And they're kind of frozen and just watching you and her. And she walks over to house 11, puts the key in the door, opens it, double checks it, and hands you the key. "This is yours. Dress it up however the fuck you want. There's a storm shelter in the trapdoor. That's where you'll sleep during the day."
Cool. Thank you.
You prove me wrong, I'll do worse.
Don't have anything to worry about with me.
Good. I'm tired of having blood spilled on this fucking land.
Do you need someone to take care of that?
No, leave it for the sun. It's an example to everybody else. And she walks off, back to the house.
I will go inside the cabin she gave me the key to.
And inside you see it's maybe 200 square feet, tiny home. It's got a little kitchenette, a loft bed. There's a small couch type area, a restroom, the little kit homes.
Yeah.
And there's a trap door on the ground.
Pull open the trap door. Just take a look down in.
It's a built into the ground tornado shelter. So it's just kind of a little pod, but with a bed and a couple small, like, general needs. A little reading light, couple books.
Cool.
And this will be your home for the next week.
I look back outside.
Everyone's starting to kind of slowly walk back to their homes.
Shut the door, lock it, sit down, pull my phone out.
Okay.
I am going to text Raphael.
Okay.
Yo.
You get back, "Hey, man."
You graduating soon?
Graduate tomorrow, and then I'm moving in at the big Nosferatu house.
Good shit. Do me a favor. I heard some weird rumors about, not specifically the Nosferatu, but some of the folks, I don't want to say in power, but knowing a little too much.
He replies with, "Gotcha, compadre, we'll keep quiet. Heard you went on a killing spree John Wick style."
Sometimes you gotta prove a point.
To Lydia.
To a bunch of people.
And you get back about 3 rows of ha 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 ha.
Figured you would appreciate that. Keep your nose clean, but your ears open, and let me know if you hear anything that you think is suspicious.
I'm pretty suspicious myself, but I will do it.
That's why you're the best person to look.
And it just says, "Oh, thanks, I might vomit."
Good. Clean your system out.
And you get back cry laughing emojis.
I'll look outside again.
You see Denise come storming out right as someone's walking up to Jenna's body. She's like, don't you fucking touch it.
Oh, this is going to be good. A week. All right.
And you see two very nervous identical twins standing on the front porch, both in messy aprons, and they're just kind of looking around like... But they see you and just...
All right, this is going to be weird. Whatever. And I just pull headphones out, put them in, plug them into my phone, and start listening to music. Sit back. Close my eyes and wait.
Wonderful. And so you do fall asleep that night, and as the sun rises in the morning, Jenna's body becomes nothing but a pile of ash. 2 piles of ash on the ground. And I think that is a great spot for us to take our break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Stretch your legs, get some water, and we'll be back with what the rest of the coterie has been up to. So, Thomasina, your phone's ringing.
Do I see who it is?
It is Alpha.
I'll answer it.
It was, hey, hope I'm not bothering you.
What do you need? Majesty.
Oh, don't say it like that. It's dirty when you say it like that. I like dirty, but not that kind of dirty. No, we got the fucking Succubus Club people coming into town. There's some events coordinator or some shit. Name's Camila. Since making sure we have a good face and good influence is kind of your job, I wanted you to be the one to greet her.
You didn't want Dot on this one?
Have you seen her?
Not lately.
You really want a member of the Succubus Club looking at her? I mean, it's rude as hell, but it is what it is.
I understand.
You're the prettiest harpy we got. I only got 2 to choose from.
Thanks, I guess.
Oh, don't take it personally. You're very beautiful. Anyway, she wants to tour the Fox Theater event space. She got an appointment, but she said that she wants a city liaison with her. Plus, she's from Cairo. I remember you've been to Cairo before. That's about all I remember, so I figured maybe a good match, too. I can send a car.
I'm on it.
Okay, you need that car?
Go ahead and send what you've got.
Okay, you want something fancy? You want to impress her, or
Get me something armored.
like the way you think? All right, Jeep Liberty it is. Okay. And he hangs up.
Yep.
And it's about 10-15 minutes pass, and you get a notification of your Uber is on its way.
Okay. Tabitha's still busy.
Tabitha's kind of running in between, but she, like, sees you and she stops. Yes, darling. What do you need?
I'm headed to meet an ambassador from Cairo.
Is it a ministry?
Likely.
Ugh. Okay. Whatever you do, call her pretty or something. She'll love it.
You know what I do.
Yes. What does she want? I assume it's a woman if Alpha is calling you.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm going to pretend as though I don't know. I'm going to let her make up her mind in front of me.
The clever tactic, I like it.
Mm.
How do you feel about what you are doing here? You know this is free to you the whole time. I will tell no one that you're here.
If I can come back, I would like to.
Of course, you can always come back.
After I take care of business here, I'll be sure to let you know how it went.
Sure.
And we can go from there.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Here, Mija.
Mm.
She goes over to her desk and pulls out a very nice brooch that is Ventru and from your trained eye, authentic rubies. And she pins the brooch to your lapel. She goes, here, show them how we fucking do things.
I will.
Enjoy as much as you can.
Absolutely. And let me know if there's anything you need me to bring back.
Will do.
I'm going to head downstairs, get,
And you do have your own service entrance, so no one in the building knows that you're here.
I'll have borrowed a valise off of Tabitha as well, just with a couple of basic documents and contracts just in case we need to talk anything a little larger than originally anticipated.
Okay. And so you go down, and there is a all black with chrome detailing Jeep Liberty out front. You can tell he probably just picked the one he saw on the app.
Mm-hmm.
And Uber driver just waves like,
I'm going to go ahead and walk up to the car. I'm going to wait for him to get out and open the door.
it takes him a minute.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of sitting there like,
And I'm just going to...
and it's like he remembers that he's Uber Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumps out and quickly opens the door. He's like, sorry, ma'am.
I'm going to step inside. I'm not going to say anything and just take a seat inside.
And he closes the door and he's like, shit. There goes my 5 stars. And he gets in. And where to, madam?
This will be to the Fox.
Okay. And he takes off driving. He's being very careful, 10 and 2. He's trying to make up for not getting out and opening your door.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls you up to the Fox to let you out. And you arrive at the Fox, and there's a woman standing outside in tight leather pants with legs for days.
Mm-hmm.
She has long black hair down to her waist. She has a black high-low tank top with a red leather jacket around it. And she's just standing there checking her watch and just waiting.
I'm going to step out, and I'm going to say back to the driver, don't worry, it's 5 stars. And then close the door and then send him off.
Okay.
Camilla?
Harpy Cuesta, or is it Elena Cuesta? I can never get that right.
Just Cuesta.
Okay, Harpy Questa. I am Camila. I am the events coordinator for the Succubus Club. It's my job to book the venue and everything. So thank you for meeting me on such short notice.
It's what we do.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, you Fincher are so reliable. I have an appointment to look at the Egyptian room. If I'm going to choose the venue, I'm going to put my spin on it. So I just wanted someone from the city to like actually tell me if this place is a dump, and then when I look at the room, like tell me if it's kitschy or if it's trash. Like if you know that there's someone better. But this was what I found on Google.
Of course. I can tell you that as far as entrances and egresses, this is probably also one of the most secure venues that you could possibly have. This is a venue that you could establish security in very, very easily. If you would like to know exactly how many people are coming in or out, that is an easy thing to count in this establishment. Does that matter?
Ooh, that does matter, and I like that very much.
I thought you might. Yes. It is also lit in such a way that you could change it as you would need.
Oh, wonderful. Well, then let's get to the appointment. Okay. And she walks up to the office door, and you can see kind of a tired person. She's, excuse me. Yes. 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 Hi, Camila. I had an appointment. And you just see this tired person be like, yeah, I remember, ma'am. She's like, thank you. And turns back to you, and she's like, people just don't do night appointments anymore. It's ridiculous.
They really don't. And they might in the future, though, I'm sure.
We could always just buy this place, and then we'll have appointments whenever we need.
I'm for it.
Oh, wonderful. Then that means it is a good place. Fantastic. If Adventurer thinks it's fine to buy. Anyway. And the person comes out, and they kind of escort you in. She's like, I love this. Is this old Hollywood chic, like, authentic, or is this built like 5 years ago?
Some pieces of it are authentic, but the Moorish revival extends over into a couple of the other clubs around here as well. Most of the club inside the establishment is new, however the designs come from particular aesthetics that are well revived. Now in the ballroom itself you also have a variety of different sound options, you have a variety of different serving options, especially for us.
Oh, you are so knowledgeable. I love this. Anyway, and you can see the person just kind of turn around to you and just turn their head. They're like, and they just take the key to the Egyptian room and just hand it to you and go, I'm going back.
Take as long as you need.
And just bring it back.
I'll show you in.
Thank you.
I'm going to take her through, there's a kind of a service entrance sort of just before you get into the main multi-door entrance in there. And there is a sideway into the foyer that extends into the area where you can go to the Egyptian ballroom. Okay.
And she walks with you the whole time just like, we could dress this up really nicely, like this foyer. You said entrance is easy to get in and out of, and track.
Well marked, let's say that.
Okay.
Well established as well. It's not too hard to find, but it's also not too hard to leave.
I like that. I like that. I think the madam will appreciate it.
And as for another point that you might like for this establishment, I can tell you that a number of different investors have recently come into it. Atlanta has been growing over the last several years, and they have understood that this is an establishment within the city, that if for no other reason their ability to look as though they are financially interested in it matters a great deal. How well known do you want this club to be?
Oh, this is private, kindred only. We send out special invitations. You should have received yours, Madam Harpy. If you did not, I will be absolutely heartbroken.
I have.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
I knew I didn't mess up.
Well, this is also such an interest that if there are people that are still involved and still invested, we can keep this quiet. The place is healthily taking in a lot of funding at this point, so they're not too stretched for marketing right now.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to bill this as, some wealthy, well-to-do person wants to hold a private fundraiser. That usually bores people enough away.
It does, yes.
Fantastic. Okay. And she gets to the door. of the Egyptian room. She goes, now, before we go in, am I going to be horribly insulted, or is this actually cute?
The utility of it is accessible. It is cute,
Okay.
I think. But it is also to be made of what you will.
Well, the prince said you've been to Cairo, so I can trust your taste on it, right?
Does the Cheesecake Factory know Cairo?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But as I
It'll
said...
do, I guess. Okay.
Yes.
When's the last time you were in Cairo?
It's been a long time. It's
Oh.
been...
I go back every summer.
Mm,
My family has, like, a mansion there.
last time I was there, the Ottomans were.
Oh,
Yes.
good time frame. All right, let's see this room then.
All right, and I'm going to take her up there. I'm also going to head to an area where I know that they have a better kind of smallish sort of utility light board and just kind of flip a couple of things up.
Okay. And as she goes in, she's kind of looking around the room. And as you're flipping lights on, she's just kind of, with each light, just, ooh. Yes. Okay, this is just cheesy enough that I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love this because it's a little bit of, like, clearly I chose it. But, like, I don't think it's tacky.
No, it's spacious.
It's like the good tacky.
Yeah, it's well established enough to look as though it's blues and golds. It's ferns, it's fronds, it's exactly
Yeah, these
what I
statues are
want.
a bit much, but, like, I'm kind of into them. We could dress them up.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And how much does this room hold? Do you think that, like, do we need to be a little bit more exclusive about who we let in? Or is there enough room?
During prom season, you're going to end up seeing no less than about 200 to 300
Oh,
and
that's
around.
easy enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard you guys don't have that many here.
Not anymore.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
Final nights really sucked, huh?
For so many.
I didn't see a word of it, but I was in our mansion, so.
That makes sense.
Jerk.
My dad said it was really terrible.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Who, may I ask?
Like, my dad.
Yeah? Your
Do you guys not sire your family members here?
Some do.
Oh.
Some do. It's less common on
We
this
just
side
try
of
to
the
keep
pond.
the money in the family.
Of course. Well, if you trust them, why would you not?
Yeah, I mean, well, as far as you can trust your parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
He still thinks I'm 15, even though I'm, like, clearly much older.
Clearly.
Anyway.
It's 200 to 300. Can come in and out fairly easily. You also have, of course, the drive up downstairs, down on the street level.
Good for
Also-
loading in things?
You do.
Okay.
You also have load in,
Okay,
which is an
fantastic.
excellent option if you want something slightly more discreet.
Discreet's always good, I guess. We can be less discreet in here.
Mm-hmm.
What's the kind population like here?
Flavor or
As in, like, we do always do our best to provide refreshments.
of course.
Should I steer clear of certain areas, or is there... What would you recommend for refreshments?
The nice thing about Atlanta is the variety. It's quite a farmer's market.
So a bit of a buffet situation. I can set that up. That'll be easy. We'll leave the balcony. Yeah, the balcony I think we can leave to, like, we'll kind of split it. Let it be like a feeding area.
Mm-hmm.
The other half, maybe like a little VIP lounge for people like yourself.
That would be excellent. That's a great idea.
Oh,
yes.
that'd be wonderful.
Mhm.
Yeah, courts usually like the balcony.
They do.
And then we'll just let the regular people mill about down here.
Mhm.
I'll probably put a table over there for some refreshments for the kind, because, God, they get lightheaded and it's just chaos. Yeah, I think this will work. What do you think about table setup? You think maybe a half and half?
There's a lot of high boys that I think might do well in here.
Okay.
The
Atlanta population like to dance. Do I, like, really
yeah.
need to look for a DJ?
yes.
Okay.
Actually, if you'd be interested, there are also some bands that are themselves quite refreshing. If you don't mind the music getting a little hazy towards the end of the night.
That's my favorite kind. I'm usually a little hazy myself by the end of it. Yes, this is going to work out really well. Are there any notable kindred that I should, like, make sure I involve them in some way, or they're going to have, like, a shit fit about it?
I can send you a list.
Oh, that would be fantastic. You are the best harpy.
I'm prepared.
I love it. Most harpies I meet, they're just like, ugh. They're old, they're caught up in their shit, and they just don't care. You're young, I like you.
Thank you. No one ever says that anymore.
What are you, like, 250?
Close, yeah.
You wear it fantastically. Trust me, when you get to 400, it's so hard to maintain.
400.
Getting there, or, you know, like I like to say, 100th anniversary of my 300th.
Wow. That's speaking of wearing it well. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, my family tries to do good about, like, you know, realizing when you're at your prettiest.
Yes.
And then...
They did well. They did very well.
Now, are there... Forgive how, like, crass this is going to sound. Are there, like, any other kinds that I need to worry about in the city? Like, fucking Garu and shit.
Worry about? Lately, no.
Any, like, dignitaries I need to play nice with? Like, are they going to be upset and, like, cause some shit if they're not invited? I've seen a couple cities where they, like, there's way too many Garu, and if we don't invite, like, some fucking tribe leader, then they start a fight.
Would you like to know that right now, or would you be alright if I did for the recon on that one?
For the recon, totally appreciate it.
But let's do that.
Okay. What about changeling mages? Anything like that?
Can't escape them.
Okay. Well, if one finds their way in, then they'll have the night of their life.
Can I tell you, or can I ask rather?
Anything.
Are there any particular things that you would really like to see come out of the club happening here?
How blunt can I be with you? Like, just between us girls?
Rusty Hammer.
So, Atlanta is kind of like, we just booked this because you're on our way.
Sure.
Far as we knew, you guys were still empty from the final nights, but, like, we heard there was something established here, so did a little research, found out it's a Camarilla, your prince is kind of hot. So we just said, like, well, fine, it's on the way to Orlando.
Orlando.
Yeah. We do, like, all the major cities.
Sure.
And so we just kind of added
We're on
Atlanta.
the way to Orlando.
Yeah, because we're going to be going north to down. And then we go from Orlando to, I think we're making our way up to New York after that. We're kind of doing, like, coasts.
Sure, and that's New York. Are you looking more for the fall there?
I can't remember what date we booked. I haven't found my way up there yet.
I have some connections over there. I'm sure you already do as well, but just in case you want others, I'd be happy to help there too.
You are so helpful. Oh my god, that's
Sure.
Southern hospitality.
It's no joke.
It really isn't. I love it.
So, we're on your way. Now...
So, you guys just kind of have a reputation for being, like, sort of nothing. So, in stopping here, we kind of figured, like, boost your tourism a little.
Ooh.
You know, kind of add some cachet
Yeah.
to the city.
Yeah. Tourism. Are you looking for specific tourists?
Really, it's more to help you. Like, if
Bless
people
you.
know that you've had a succubus club, then maybe some other kindred come to town, bring a little money, stimulate the economy a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Helps us either way.
I could see that. And I could also see that, especially taking a small sort of tour of the South, establishing further connections there.
Oh, yeah, the people in New Orleans,
Yes.
pretentious as shit. Can you believe it?
Yes. Yes, I can.
That succubus club is going to be boring as shit.
No.
All they want to do is, like, sit around and drink goblets of blood or whatever.
Who does that?
I don't know.
No.
They try to get me to book an Anne Rice house. I'm not doing that. Anyway,
Let's go for
you
some
are
person.
fun. This room is fun. I like this.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have any specific needs personally that we want to go ahead and take care of outside of anything for the club, I want to think about you.
Oh,
Yeah. You're going through all of this trouble. I'd love to know what you need.
a harpy after my own heart.
Mm.
Anyway. Well, when Madame comes to town, she's really going to need, like, the nicest place that you have.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to settle for less, especially not after the only place we had available in New Orleans being a... I thought it was cute. She did not.
Oh, no.
Very cute, like, Airbnb. She's not a fan.
Oh, no.
So, just, like, a penthouse or,
Sure.
like...
We'll keep her...
Just whatever you guys consider nice here.
I've got ideas. Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something for her.
Mm-hmm.
The staff will just take rooms wherever she is. So just consider her the most.
Okay.
And then just, like, we're going to be in town a little bit longer because this one's going to be bigger than New Orleans, clearly. So just, like, any information that you can give me about, like, good places to eat,
Mm-hmm.
some nice dining options.
Do you have any preferences?
We're kind of all over the place. So, like, money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Money is a good one.
Got you.
Let me think. Out of the other stuff we need, I don't know. Our cars are getting delivered tomorrow.
Tomorrow, all right?
Can I just, like, text you
Yes.
if I need anything? Of
course,
You
yeah.
are a doll.
And I'll go ahead and just kind of,
And she just saved your number.
yeah. Do you need anything from any other representatives that I might be able to reach out to you on your behalf?
Do you have a ministry primogen here?
Not that I've met.
Then there's nothing. Thank you, though.
You are very welcome.
Okay, so should we leave and give that poor woman her key back?
If she's even interested, sure, yes, let's do that.
Okay.
Now, have you had anything to eat tonight?
Oh, I'm full up.
You're all good. Okay. I'm gonna shut off a couple of the lights and then just start to usher her towards the door.
And she's, like, kind of checking, like peeking out from the loading bay, making sure she's familiar with the street and where it comes in.
Mm-hmm.
This has been wonderful.
Yeah, I completely agree. This was a wonderful experience, and thank you. This city could benefit from more historical perspective.
Thank you. Yeah, people don't really get a good flair for the Egyptian, but what can you do? White people, no offense.
No, I completely understand that one.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Harpy Questa.
You are very welcome, Camilla only?
It's for the best.
Understood.
You know, family money and all.
Yeah, sure.
But don't worry, you have made a wonderful first impression. And I'm very interested in this place. I'll go ahead and get contract signed. Is there anything that I need to sign for the prince to declare temporary Elysium?
Let's do that further recon
Okay.
before anything else is really necessary, and hopefully after your cars come, we can have all the documentation ready.
Fantastic. And you are aware that this will be Elysium for all sects, correct? There will be Anarch and Sabbat invited.
Mm-hmm.
We try to make sure everyone's included.
I'm so looking forward to it.
I know. I don't want to invite them either, but it is what we do.
Oh, no, I'm ingenuine. I can't wait to see them out in the open.
Okay, well, as long as everyone behaves, I don't care.
Mm.
Okay, well, I'm going to get back to my hotel. I am staying at the Marquis?
Yes, of course, yeah.
I'm staying there. If you need me, just call. Give them the name. Okay. And she, like, leans in. She's like, give them the name Taylor Swift.
Of course.
They'll ring my room.
Okay.
The front desk guy thought it was hilarious. So, can't really, like, let people call and say, oh, I need to speak to Camila.
No. Taylor Swift is a much more believable. I can't wait to hear them laugh on the other end. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, they think it's so funny because people like always try and ask for celebrities, and clearly celebrities are not under their real name. So if you call and ask for Taylor Swift, you're gonna get me, and I'm gonna go, bitch, what the fuck do you want? It's gonna be great.
Can't wait.
So yeah, just tell them you speak to Taylor Swift.
Sure.
Say that you work for her,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll know that you're like a legitimate call, and they'll ring you through.
Sure.
Wonderful.
All right, and I'll send you any further information.
Okay, oh, come here.
Oh, and I'm gonna put my hands out.
And she like does the little like pat on your shoulders.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you were so sweet. Okay, night night.
Good night.
And she just kind of like trots off down the street.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to text Alpha
Mm-hmm.
and say, mission accomplished. Could I get another Uber?
And he replies immediately with, absolutely, and I'm sorry.
I say, I'm going to send back, don't be sorry. Wonderful night. Can't wait to tell you more.
And he just sends back thumbs up, and you get a confirmation text from Uber.
Okay. I'm just going to, other than Mel, has anyone else texted me?
It's been a few days. I don't think anyone would have texted you at this point.
Okay. Do I have Mark's number still?
Yes.
I'm going to text him and just say, delayed for a few days, but what you said is appreciated.
And it takes a little bit, but you get a text back that says, take it from an AWOL soldier. You made a good choice.
Text back, take it from an AWOL event true. I'd make it again.
And you get back a little heart.
And then just gonna wait for the car.
Okay. So, Anton,
Mm-hmm.
you have been doing some research, but you have some thoughts on your mind that you want to clear with other people.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do tonight?
Like I said, I've been sitting down there just digging into this as much as I possibly can. Stuff I've been working in the background, and just gonna eyeball the duffel bag that I took from the SI that had the blood in it that I stashed in my upstairs, and I'm going to text Dr. Mendez.
Okay.
Say, are you up for a bit of biomedical research?
You get back, are there cute girls there?
I was going to come to you, ... Let me check.
And you get, I'm here, a cute girl is here. Come on over.
I'll head up to my level. That's about the time I'm getting the text from Jackson, I imagine, just with the fast forward. Grab my stuff, and before I actually head up, I'm grabbing the tarot deck that Thomasina gave me, and I'm just kind of stuck on a couple things. And I'm just gonna...
And what did you get?
It is a 5 of Cups, a 4 of Cups, and a 3 of Cups. None of them inverted. And I'm going to sit on that for just a bit.
Very interesting indeed.
And then I'll head up with my stuff. And are you still in the living room waiting for things to download?
I think I've already got it, and I'm going to be just making my way through Kingdom Hearts 2. If it matters.
I just look over at you. I thought you already beat this one.
Yes. Go back to the game.
Are you playing it again?
Yeah, it's a beautiful game. One of the most beautiful games ever created in the entire universe. So yes, I'm playing it again.
Yes, you have so many games. I was surprised that you went back to this one. Did you even finish the third one?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yes. Like 2 days after it was released.
So I don't remember.
Yes, it was very epic 2 days. I feel like you would have remembered, but maybe not.
I mean, I don't even remember when it got released at this point. For all I know, I was... Are you okay?
Why does everybody keep asking me that?
Because we were not okay, so I'm asking if you're okay.
I mean, I'm fine, I'm home. I'm weirded out. There's been, a lot of stuff that's happened since I've been gone. You're just making, realistically, the same rash decisions you've always made, but these times are a little bit more turbulent, and you're just dragging dead bodies out of crazy facilities. And so, no, I'm not okay, but I'm getting there.
I'll sit on the armrest of the couch. If I didn't take him out, then I would have sent him in to be killed. I was not comfortable with this.
I understand. I just don't like leaving situations as messy as that, and as very obvious as that. We could have always gone back. Now we know where it is.
I would prefer to not go back. I would prefer the next time that anybody goes back, it be decisively to put a stop to it, not visitation.
Okay, well, it's done, it's done, so have you heard back from that guy?
Yes, he's recovering.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to playing.
Donald is just as useless as he always was.
Damn it, just heal me one time!
He never does.
He never does. Goofy heals more than Donald ever does.
No, I was asking if you were okay because of the way that things got left when you walked away.
I mean, in all honesty, I'm a little confused. I'm gonna put the controller down. Someone that you said has been your friend, Dot, for a very long time. You go off an archaic message from her, which she's the queen of. And even before then, you're bringing what I thought we knew was, well, I don't know if you saw as soon as I saw, but turns out he's a bot into our house.
Oh no, I suspected him from the moment that we met him.
Then why would you bring him here?
He was already here. He showed up the night that the tabernacle burned down.
Then why didn't you kill him?
Because he burned it down. It was a Sabbat stronghold and he set fire to it.
Okay,
Because he came with the information about the Sabbat. The reason that we were able to get in to Lydia, the reason that we were able to know anything that we now know about the numbers of the Sabbat, knowing what to expect, he came with this and a request to kill her.
How do you trust anything that he has given you?
So far, it seems to be correct. They saw faces in the pictures that we ran into that were trying to kill us. And
pictures he could have.
I tend to trust actions.
I don't even. I don't understand. Sometimes I feel like you switch sides. For someone who wants knowledge, it seems like you didn't go off of a lot of real concrete knowledge from this.
Well,
it just seems like an inkling.
It is it's been a very turbulent couple of months since the last time that you were here.
I mean, you can't have. It can't be that difficult for you guys to manage without me here.
Maybe not the rest of them.
Game's on pause. Are you mad at me for leaving?
I'm not mad at you. I was confused. I didn't. You used to come and go all the time, but it was. You came and went, and came and went. You showed up whenever the fuck you wanted to, and then you were just gone. And gone. And gone. And while you were gone, while you were gone, the Sabbat came back. And I wasn't ready for that.
I mean, I got very nervous and needed to step away when we met Jackson and Raphael. There was just something, but there was a lot of other things going on at the same time. I got a text back. There were some opportunities even with like the kind that I wanted to take advantage of. Things just all sort of happened all at the same time. So I thought you guys would be used to me just being gone. I thought, like you said, you'd be used to me being gone. You knew where to find my phone number.
Again, I'm used to you going and coming. It was the longer that it took to actually come back that there wasn't anything. And honestly, I wasn't sure if you were how you were feeling about the whole election situation. As I did not vote for Dot, and then you were not particularly pleased with the results of everything.
I mean, you're making a lot of decisions anti-Dot that are a little concerning to me.
Fair.
But I'm also not Dot, so I don't really care about that. I don't like thinking that you or anyone in the household thinks that I abandoned them. I just had some things to do, and it was harder and harder to come back as I kind of was watching some of the things go on in the household.
No, yes, you have your own things to do, you have your own life to do. I put too much on one foundation, and then when it wasn't there and everything started to get shaky, I made poor decisions. And poor decisions that led to poor decisions, and then we were where we were, and here we are.
I'll be honest. Dot asked me to keep an eye on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always thought it was because you were friends. And I do really care about everyone in this coterie. You and Thomasina and everyone bringing up your distrust in Dot is scary because I feel it a little bit too. So...
Why is that?
I don't have a good answer. I don't know. Sometimes you just look at data and you put together dots and points, and sometimes things just don't add up. And I like when things add up and things are not adding up. So I'm just paying attention. But on the overall, I just need you to know that I would never abandon you guys for that long. I really want you guys to trust me, and it's just kind of sucky that your distrust in Dot, I feel like, is, plus with everything else, is weighing back on me. So that's why after we left, I came back, because I do want to follow at least that part of what she's always telling me to do and watch out for you guys.
How I feel about Dot has nothing to do with you. You are still you, and my trust in you has not changed. You are not your mother's daughter.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
And as for points not quite connecting, things not quite adding up, we can talk about this more at some point if you want to. I have my own thoughts on things that I have, dots that I have connected since the election and on.
Yeah. You seem like you're on your way out, but the data that information that you said you sent Dot, and she responded with some sort of weird arcade. Can you send that to me? Or where is it?
It's, hang on, I'm actually going to go back downstairs and grab the hard drive.
Okay.
And just bring it up to her and just hold it as. There.
Okay.
To keep it disconnected from my computer just so it couldn't be remotely wiped.
Or remotely accessed. Thank you. And I'm going to take it, and I'm going to.
Just make sure that same thing, no remote access and whatnot, and make sure that please it stays on there.
It's like a. Oh, please tell me this is like an Excel sheet or something.
There is an Excel sheet.
Notepad.
There is an Excel sheet. There's also photos. Okay. There's multiple sheets. There's pictures. There's diagrams. Okay. There's blueprints. Whole sheet. But call it proof of trust.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Have you spoken to him tonight and went upstairs?
To Aaron? Yeah. Yeah. He seems just as weird as usual. Not as usual. He seems weird.
I took a look at him the other night when we came back, like I do, and I don't know what they did to him, but I can't make sense of him, and that unnerves me.
He said something strange when we left. He was wondering why we didn't just, and maybe he meant us, I guess, not him. He asked why we didn't just kill the person at the front. You know, when we were leaving, we snuck out. It just seemed like a weird, non-good boy thing to say.
I think this may be something to look into another day, but I'm worried about the extent of what they may have done to him.
I wasn't there the first time you guys found him, and I think it's very weird that seeing as Alejandro is out and Aaron is somehow back in the same SI facility that's giving Alejandro room and board. That sits very bad with me.
Maybe I need to find a way to get in touch with him, sort some things out. In the meantime, I'm actually going to go meet up with an old friend. If you wanted to come along, you can, unless you're going to continue to scream at the duck.
What part of town is this in?
It's Georgia Tech.
Oh, yes. I actually have a pickup in that area, so I will go with you.
Okay.
And, yes.
Yeah, it's I told you about her. Friend from before.
You and friends mean nothing to me at this particular point, so I'm just going to...
Final nights before.
Okay, war buddies. All right, let me grab a book bag because I'm not leaving this hard drive, and I'm going to grab that, put that in the book bag, and grab my phone, and I'm going to go with.
Okay. I'm going to get into my car there and head to Georgia Tech.
Okay. Please make me Dex and drive.
The usual.
Oh, I'm going to follow in my
motorcycle.
All right.
Please also make me Dex and drive.
Lucky for you, that's 1.
Okay.
Dex and...
I should have just rode on the back of your motorcycle, God.
No, you should not have.
Wait. No.
Yes, he should have.
Yes, he should have.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you probably should have.
Yeah.
Is it too late?
It is at this point.
I made the roll.
You hit a curb coming on the back, backing out.
I made the roll.
Okay, I'll follow you to that location.
She got 3.
I got 3.
Okay. So, Anton is driving like a grandpa in traffic. People are easily cutting him off. People are honking because you're in the way a bit, so Hex, you just whip around him.
Yeah, I'm just like...
And you just get to the Georgia Tech exit and wait for him. Okay. So eventually, Anton, you do pull up to Georgia Tech.
I'll park one of the more exterior parking spaces, and I'll just walk us over to the biosciences department.
Okay. And people here are used to seeing you come by, so they don't really care when you come in.
And I'll walk us over to I think it's 2212. I just give a knock.
And Dr. Astra Mendez opens the door. Hello.
Astra, this is hexadecimal I told you about.
Yes.
Hex, this is Dr. Astra Mendez. One of
I see I asked for the cute girls. You brought one.
Sub Astro.
Hello.
one of my clan. And
Don't hold it against me.
I'll do my best.
I just walk into the office and
So what do you need?
how much has word gotten around about past few nights?
About you slaughtering people, or about you going into a SI building?
A decent amount of information then.
Yes, a lot has gotten out.
Was it at least out that the people that we slaughtered were trying to slaughter us?
I mean, I figured it. But you all really are bulls in china shops.
Well, when the proclaimed bishop of the Atlanta Sabbat calls a blood hunt on you and yours, there's only so many options.
I guess.
But to the second part of being in the SI building.
Hexadecimal, would you like something to drink?
Yes, please. Thanks.
Wonderful. Keep talking.
Hmm?
And she goes over and gets out a blood bag and starts putting it into a glass and brings it back to Hex.
We procured a couple of things, and I'll pull the test bag and return to Dr. Gilbert bag out. Now, I believe this one here, the test bag, is very similar to the one that when I called you about, and one of my friends had procured one.
Okay.
You were very sure that it was just synthetic blood, but his consumption of it did strange things to him, and then the SI took him.
Okay.
And we have pulled this.
And you bring this to me.
Well, I figured describing it over the phone didn't go so well.
Anton, have I upset you so much that you need to bring SI bait into my office?
They don't even know that we took it, as far as I'm aware.
I guarantee they know you took it. Anyway, about the second bag.
Yes, the second bag was simply next to the first bag, but it comes from a colleague in a different department at my former university.
Oh.
And
What do you know of her?
She had a connection to a member of our coterie that I never quite confirmed.
Okay.
What I have,
She's a ghoul?
I don't know at this point. She was.
So you found a bag of blood labeled for someone connected to your coterie that you don't know anything about, and you brought it into my office.
I found a bag of blood labeled for a doctor that was connected to a member of my coterie, who my research makes me suspect that they were a bit close, who started suddenly working the night shift after he came back bloodied and boiled on the inside.
It's gross.
That is very gross.
And the Second Inquisition has bags that are to be returned to her.
Curious, sir?
I thought you might think so. And thus I bring these.
They will take some time to test. 1 second. And she goes over to her desk phone and goes, yes. Campus security, please. Mm-hmm. Oh, this hold music is abysmal. Hex, do you like Yanni? Please tell me you don't.
I
You don't
don't like that.
Okay, good. Too pretty to like elevator music. Okay, yes, thank you. Hello. Yes, Dr.
That's
Mendez.
not a food.
So it would appear my latest research paper has garnered a lot of attention. A young man has been sending me very stalkerish messages. I'm a little concerned. So if you could please give me 2 extra security officers at my office at all times until I can, I've got to file a police report. I got to do, it's a whole thing. Anyway, just 2 extra police officers, please. Okay. Thank you. Lunch is on me next time. Okay. That will be on my ass. You owe me for whatever they buy for lunch.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'll put the bags on her, on her desk.
There were other bags, but we drank them.
Not those regular bags. Yes? Yes? You drank the regular pure bags? Please?
Yes.
Okay, you're still standing, so I assume you're fine. Okay, I will process these and do what I can with them.
I appreciate that. I'm hoping that I can figure out something.
This is going to take a while since I don't know what I'm looking for. And she just kind of puts them on her desk.
That bag, and I'll point to the test one.
Mm-hmm.
When a member of my coterie drank it,
Yes, you said he got all weird.
he got very strange, and then when the SI took him, he came back with a version of Oblivion.
Mm.
And if memory serves,
I
That
imagine
was
if
the
a fucking thin blood can figure it out, the SI can.
that was the catalyst there.
Mm.
And it came with some of the side effects of it as well, which is not normal.
I'll look into it.
Thank you.
I'm sure she's not going to drink it, but I'll look into it.
Please don't. There are easier ways to get that.
I know.
I know you know.
All right. Is there anything you need from me, pretty girl?
I mean, I'm always interested in knowing how you acquire more blood. This is very good.
Oh, I just deal with the students.
Biosciences.
Okay.
People always line up for testing.
Things
Do you
go
work in
missing.
sciences?
Not technically, no.
You want a
But-
side job?
Always.
I figure Nosferatu like information.
Yes. I actually just recently had a connection that I'm going to meet after we leave here. But yes, if you ever need any sort of database information.
Will do. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, anything else you need from me?
That's everything, Astra. Thank you.
Okay, and next time you fucking warn me before you bring bait into my house. Anton!
I'll warn you next time, Astra. I promise.
You fucking better. I give you a new face.
I know you will. And I'll head out towards the door.
You'd look terrible, bald.
Don't I know it?
Does every Tremere want to punch you in the face?
Only the ones that like me. I'll open the door.
All right. And so with that, we move on to Aaron. You've woken up tonight. It's been a couple days getting settled in. People have kind of mostly left you alone as you are becoming acclimated again. And things are starting to level out. The knowledge that you have is solidifying a bit.
Gotcha. Just during the night, I want to explore the house a little bit, get moving around, get the blood pumping, so to speak.
You've had some time to kind of walk around the house, stretch your legs, refamiliarize yourself with the layout. It's not quite the same on paper.
Okay. Is there anyone here right now?
As of right now, no.
Okay. I want to take a gander outside and investigate the horse barn.
Okay. Walking over to the horse barn, you see 4 horses. They have very appropriate Horses of the Apocalypse names on their stalls, and they are all blind, but otherwise plain old regular horses. This wasn't in your paperwork.
I'm going to go up to the closest one
That would be Famine,
and just reach my hand out and try to touch it.
and it kind of just stiffens as you go to touch it. It doesn't pull back from you. It doesn't really have much to respond to as you touch it. It's kind of like you're not really there to it.
I'll just do a few gentle pets and return back to the house.
Okay.
I'd also like to check out the fridge.
Okay. Fridge has a couple blood bags in it. No other food.
Okay. I'll take 2 blood bags
Mm-hmm.
and down 1 right away.
Okay.
And
It
just,
tastes same as it ever did.
and just hold on to the other one.
Okay. And so, you have a decent night. You managed to go to bed a little early before your comrades. And then your alarm goes off right around 8 a.m. And you wake up, you look outside, it's the most beautiful sunrise you've ever seen. Admittedly, this is also the first sunrise you've ever seen. You were practically raised in that facility, and outside world is kind of overwhelming.
I want to go outside.
Okay. Make me, let's call it Dex and Stealth.
Sure. That's 4 successes.
Okay. That was just to make sure that you could get out without waking anybody up prematurely.
Gotcha.
And you are able to get outside. Grass is beautiful. Long driveway, trees, you can hear birds. At least you're pretty sure that's what birds sound like. It's what the nature audio that you listen to sleep sounds like.
If I look around, do I see a package with a phone that I'm intending to pick up?
Yes. You see a package on the front doorstep.
I would like to open it up and check to see if there's a saved number in the phone.
There is.
I will memorize the number and delete it.
Okay.
And throughout the day, I want to spend my time taking pictures inside, outside, and around the house.
Okay. So you do spend your time taking as many pictures as possible, even a couple personal pictures for yourself. The outside world's kind of beautiful. It's definitely better than those 4 walls you've always stayed in. And there's kind of a conflicting feeling in you, because you know what you have to do, clearly. But it's kind of nice to just not be in there. It's kind of nice to just walk around, do what you want to do, feel sunlight, feel that warmth.
I want to spend, I know I should be getting back to bed, but I want to spend an extra hour, and definitely before the sun sets, but just soaking in the outside.
And there are a couple chairs on the front porch. You're able to just kind of sit there and enjoy yourself, snack on the couple little snacks that you snuck with you.
And then before I head in, I'm going to walk towards the edge of the property and likely towards a prearranged dead drop.
Yes.
Hide the phone under a rock and just walk back to the house.
Okay. You do safely put your phone in there, and you make your way back to the house and in bed before anybody else wakes up for the night. You are able to get a few hours of sleep before they wake up. And I think that is a great place to end for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. Take care of yourselves and each other. We will see you all next week.